According to Tony Busby, some of the clients that he's been representing have been contacted by investigators offering them money to basically sue the Busby law firm.
Jay-Z's legal team is facing a scandal so explosive, it's shaking the foundations of his empire. His high-profile attorney, Alex Spiro, is now at the center of some jaw-dropping allegations. The claims? Bribing judges and tampering with witnesses to shield Jay-Z's pristine image from taking a hit. If true, these accusations could set a new low for courtroom corruption. This bombshell revelation has thrown Roc Nation into complete disarray, pulling Jay-Z deeper into a whirlwind of controversy alongside his equally infamous ally, Diddy. For decades, Jay-Z has been seen as untouchable, the very definition of success in the music industry. But now, the once king of Roc Nation is scrambling to keep his empire intact. It's looking a lot more like 99 Problems just turned into an endless legal nightmare. And it doesn't stop there. Things are getting uglier by the minute. Both Jay-Z and Diddy are being dragged into horrifying accusations involving an incident at a 2000 VMAs afterparty. A Jane Doe has alleged they assaulted her when she was only 13 years old. Both have vehemently denied the claims, but this lawsuit isn't going away quietly. Tony Busby, the relentless attorney representing Jane Doe, is back and coming for blood. He's throwing everything he's got into this case, accusing Jay-Z's team of trying to squash the lawsuit through intimidation tactics, federal rule bending, and a media circus aimed at discrediting the victim. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's legal dream team, led by the ever-bold Alex Spiro, is moving aggressively to have the case dismissed. Spiro has labeled the allegations as nothing more than baseless claims in a desperate attempt at a cash grab. But Busby isn't here to play. He's refusing to back down, calling out Jay-Z's team for their gaslighting and fighting tooth and nail to ensure his client's voice is heard. Let's get into the desperation, because Jay-Z's legal team is pulling out all the stops to get this case thrown out. They file for sanctions, claiming Tony Busby's case was riddled with inconsistencies and needed to be dismissed immediately. But here's where it gets wild. They asked the court to slash the mandatory 21-day safe harbor period to just 1 day. 1 day. Busby wasn't having it. He called out their move as nothing short of entitlement and bad faith. And honestly, can you blame him? The audacity. Busby didn't stop there. He clapped back hard, reminding everyone that this isn't how the legal system works, no matter how much money or power you have. And when it comes to those so-called inconsistencies in Jane Doe's account, Busby shut it down. He emphasized that his client is recalling events from over 20 years ago when she was only 13 years old. On top of that, she's autistic, a detail that adds another layer to the challenges of piecing together traumatic memories. Expecting perfect, crystal clear recall under these circumstances isn't just unrealistic, it's downright cruel. Courts have long acknowledged that survivors of abuse often struggle with exact dates and details, and this case is no different. But wait, it gets even messier. Busby dropped a major hint that Jay-Z's team isn't just fighting this battle for him. They're allegedly doing damage control for Diddy too. Yes, despite all the "we're not really close" claims, it's looking like Jay-Z might be working behind the scenes to protect his longtime industry associate. Now this is where the drama takes a sharp turn. Jay-Z's legal mess is quickly evolving into an all-out spectacle, but it's not just his reputation on the line anymore. His star attorney, Alex Spiro, a heavyweight in the legal world, is now under the microscope as well. Let's talk about Alex Spiro, because this guy has been working overtime to spin this case like it's his main hustle. From dismissing Jane Doe's allegations to boldly denying any connection between Jay-Z and Diddy, his confidence is off the charts. But let's be real, how are you going to tell us Jay-Z and Diddy aren't tight when we've got receipts of their decades-long bromance? It's giving gaslighting at its finest. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's legal strategy is starting to look like a hot mess. We're talking about deleted posts, re-uploaded statements, and threats being tossed around like party favors. None of it screams innocence. Tony Busby isn't letting this slide though. He called them out for playing dirty, accusing them of blurring the facts and rushing decisions through sheer aggression, moves he suggested might even toe the line of legality. And if that wasn't wild enough, things just got even shadier. According to Busby, Roc Nation's legal team has allegedly been engaging in a full-on playbook of shady behavior. Bribery? Check. Intimidation? Check. Illegal solicitations? Check. Oh, and let's not forget the kicker. This all allegedly ties back to obstructing justice in a completely separate case involving Diddy. Burner phones, fake badges, $10,000 bribes. It sounds like something out of a crime thriller, but Busby claims it's all part of the chaos. According to his lawsuit, Roc Nation's team went as far as trying to manipulate his own former clients into filing lawsuits against him. Can you imagine the audacity? And now, for the bombshell, there's reportedly a tape. Yes, you heard that right. Tony Busby has officially filed a lawsuit against Roc Nation, their legal team, and a group of their associates. The allegations: impersonating public officials, attempting to bribe witnesses, and essentially pulling every trick in the book to derail justice. According to the lawsuit, things are looking messier than ever. Busby claims agents posing as state officials tried to coax his former clients into turning against him, offering up to $10,000 in cold, hard cash to get the job done. And this isn't just some one-off scheme. Busby's firm alleges this shady operation has been attempted over 24 times. The twist? He says Roc Nation is footing the bill to bankroll the entire operation, all in an alleged attempt to obstruct justice. If even half of this is true, Jay-Z might need more than Alex Spiro to clean this one up. But wait, it gets even wilder. Busby claims he's got receipts. He's talking about tapes showing these so-called investigators flashing fake badges and intimidating people into flipping sides. One former client, Gerardo Garcia, blew the whistle on the whole thing. According to Garcia, 2 agents showed up at his house pretending to work for the state of Texas. They pushed him to dig up old legal documents and accused Busby of mishandling his 2020 settlement. When Garcia didn't take the bait, they reportedly offered him money to turn against Busby. Spoiler alert, Garcia didn't budge. Instead, he ran straight to Busby's firm with the whole story. Here's the kicker. One of the agents, Jessica Santiago, allegedly let it slip that she was working for none other than Marcy Croft, a high-powered attorney directly tied to Roc Nation. If this isn't a recipe for a legal disaster, I don't know what is. Now, let's talk about Marcy Croft for a minute. She's no small-time player. Croft is a key figure in Roc Nation's Team Roc, a group known for its flashy lawsuits and criminal justice reform initiatives. But according to Busby, Croft has allegedly been running point on this entire operation alongside Quinn Emanuel, the powerhouse law firm representing Jay-Z in multiple high-profile cases. If these claims are true, both Roc Nation and their legal team could find themselves neck-deep in legal trouble. And the irony? Roc Nation has spent years crafting an image of being a beacon for justice and reform, but these allegations, flashing fake badges and tossing around hush money, paint a picture that's more crime drama than philanthropy. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Jay-Z. While the lawsuit doesn't accuse him of personally orchestrating these alleged schemes, his name is still plastered all over the case. Why? Because of his close professional relationship with Diddy. Busby's team alleges that Roc Nation's tactics are part of a larger strategy to stall or obstruct investigations into Diddy's mounting legal troubles. And here's the kicker. Busby isn't pulling any punches. He straight up called out Jay-Z's legal team, claiming they're bending over backward to prove his innocence. His exact words, "It's like they're trying too hard. It's giving, what are you hiding? Vibes, isn't it? It's like the legal equivalent of, the call is coming from inside the house." But this isn't just about one lawsuit. Busby is hinting at something much bigger. A sprawling web of legal misconduct that could unravel Roc Nation's reputation piece by piece. If these allegations hold up in court, Roc Nation, Team Roc, and their big shot lawyers could be staring down some very real consequences. And for Jay-Z, this couldn't come at a worse time. With multiple controversies already swirling around him, this adds yet another layer to the chaos. Here's where the story takes a darker turn. Busby claims this isn't just about Jay-Z, It's a sprawling conspiracy that ropes in Diddy's legal mess too. According to the allegations, Roc Nation has been secretly funneling resources to disrupt investigations linked to both music moguls. And how, you ask? The claims include fake documents, covert recordings, and even whispers of a slush fund bankrolling these operations. This isn't the first time Jay-Z's legal team has faced these kinds of accusations. In past cases, there were murmurs of similar hardball tactics, with claims of intimidating witnesses and putting pressure on opposing counsel. It's starting to look like more than just coincidence. It's giving a pattern of behavior. But this time, Jay-Z's aggressive legal strategy is stealing the spotlight in the worst way possible. He didn't just come out with a standard legal denial. Oh no, Jay-Z went full-on Brooklyn brawler, flipping the script and going after everyone involved. Forget the polished language of most legal statements. This was loud, bold, and designed to flip the narrative in his favor. He labeled the allegations outright lies and dismissed the lawsuit as a desperate blackmail attempt. Jay-Z wasn't just playing defense, he was coming for heads. His tone was as sharp as ever, painting himself as the real victim in this messy drama. According to him, the whole thing is nothing more than a cash grab scheme from people looking for clout. And he didn't stop there. Jay-Z turned the tables and filed a countersuit against Busby himself, accusing the attorney of defamation and, you guessed it, blackmail. Let's not forget Jay-Z's Brooklyn pride. He reminded everyone where he's from, flexing his roots and giving major don't mess with me energy. But did it land? Not really. Many believe his bold statement only added fuel to the fire, making him look even shadier. If these claims about Jay-Z's legal team hold any truth, we're diving into scandal territory like no other. And let's call it what it is. If someone is actually paying people to file lawsuits, that's not just messy, it's flat out illegal and deeply unethical. Lines like these aren't just crossed, they're obliterated. Busby isn't letting up either. He's already made it clear he plans to expose every sneaky move Jay's team has made in this case. On the other hand, Jay's lawyer, Alex Spiro, seems determined to keep the heat up, filing motion after motion to force the alleged victim, Jane Doe, to reveal her identity publicly. But let's be honest, that's a terrible look. Spiro's high-pressure tactics backfired spectacularly when New York judge Annalisa Torres shut it all down. And by shut it down, I mean she delivered a verbal smackdown so intense the legal world is still buzzing. For those unfamiliar, in legal circles, this kind of public rebuke is known as a bench slap, and it's as harsh as it sounds. Judge Torres didn't hold back. She made it clear that heavy-handed bare-knuckle tactics don't get a pass just because you're from a fancy white shoe firm or representing a high-profile celebrity. The message was crystal clear. No one is above the rules, no matter how much power or influence they think they wield. Jay-Z's legal team, led by Alex Spiro, is facing major pressure to clean up their act. Spiro, who's been operating more like a PR strategist than a lawyer, is being told to get serious and switch tactics. Legal expert Lauren Johnson Norris even weighed in, saying Spiro's chaotic approach seems more about keeping Jay-Z's ego intact than actually making progress in court. Let's be honest, this isn't giving legal genius, it's giving frantic damage control. Filing aggressive motions and throwing wild accusations might look bold on paper, but in reality, it's a fast track to making things worse. Spiro's approach feels less like strategic lawyering and more like a desperate scramble to shift the narrative. But this case isn't just about technicalities or courtroom games, it's about power, optics, and the public's growing distrust of how justice is served for the elite. Spiro's move to reveal Jane Doe's identity wasn't just criticized, it was called out as intimidation. Critics are saying it sends a chilling message, not just to Jane Doe, but to anyone else considering stepping forward. It's a terrible look for Team Jay-Z, plain and simple. And Judge Annalisa Torres, she's not having any of it. She denies Spiro's motions to fast-track dismissals and strike evidence, making it clear the court won't bend to their demands. Torres laid down the law, warning that any further violations of court procedures could lead to sanctions. AZ might be navigating stormy legal waters, but Diddy's situation is no better. It's downright explosive. Let's talk about the infamous Wild King Nights. If you're not familiar, brace yourself, because this is like a nightmare scripted by Hollywood's darkest writers. Allegedly orchestrated by Sean Diddy Combs, these nights were a blend of chaos, excess, and deeply unsettling behavior. A former personal assistant who worked for Diddy between 2019 and 2021 spilled the tea, and it's beyond shocking. He described scenes straight out of a dystopian film. Red lights, honey packs, towels, ice buckets, Plan B pills, power devices, and even Astroglide were reportedly on full display. This wasn't your average after party. It was something entirely more sinister. The assistant didn't just arrange these wild escapades, he claimed his job often involved cleaning up the aftermath. From wiping down bodily fluids to bribing hotel staff into silence, he says his role quickly shifted from professional to deeply personal. But the real jaw-dropper? The assistant alleges he was forced into so-called loyalty tests, which crossed every conceivable boundary. One such test reportedly involved being pressured into performing intimate acts with a guest to prove his allegiance. This level of manipulation and abuse of power is chilling. While Diddy faces mounting allegations, Jay-Z might have just caught a slight reprieve. Recent reports indicate that Jay-Z's legal team scored approval to file a motion to dismiss the explosive lawsuit against him. Judge Annalisa Torres of the Southern District of New York has handed Jay-Z's legal team a crucial lifeline, allowing them to proceed with their motion to dismiss the explosive lawsuit against him. Led by the relentless Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's legal squad now has until February 6, 2025, to build their case for why these allegations should be tossed out. Jane Doe's legal team will fire back by the end of February, with Spiro's rebuttal due in mid-March. This timeline sets the stage for a dramatic legal showdown, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If these allegations stick, they won't just tarnish Jay-Z's legacy, they could send shockwaves through Rock Nation and his meticulously crafted empire. His reputation as a business titan and philanthropist is already hanging by a thread, and this case could be the final push that topples it all. Tony Busby, however, is not flinching. "We're gonna bring the truth to light," he declared in a fiery press release, making it clear he's in this for the long haul. Meanwhile, public opinion remains split, with some fans convinced this marks the beginning of Jay-Z's reckoning, while others believe it's just another obstacle he'll bulldoze through. What's your take on all this drama? Are we witnessing the unraveling of a music mogul's legacy, or is this just another chapter in the legal battles of the rich and powerful? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this story unfolds. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.